Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Encouragement Starts Here. Hope you're having a spectacular day. Hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you today about making sure that we have the most important things in our life squared away first, right? So I was first, exposed to this concept back in high school when one of our teachers showed up with a jar and put some big rocks in it and then asked if we could fit any more in there. And everybody says no. And then he put some smaller rocks in there and we put any more in it. Everybody says maybe. And then he put some sand in it. Can we put anything else in there? No. Water, right? And then he dumped the whole thing out and then he filled the thing with water. And then he goes, can we fit anything else in here? And everybody goes, no, you can't. And he goes, that's right. You got to make sure that you get the big rocks in first. Okay. So, and if you were going to fast forward several decades, I hate to admit that, but going a little Stephen Covey on you, he talks about making sure that you are not being efficient in the wrong place. And his story is that he had this guy making his way through a jungle very efficiently, chopping down the trees, had the machete going back and forth, right? And making incredible progress. One problem was he sent one of his scouts up to look above the trees and they figured out they were in the wrong jungle, right? So he was being very efficient in the wrong jungle, right? And I kind of had a personal experience with that not too long ago. For those of you who have teenagers, our son recently turned 16 and we went to go get his driver's license. Well, I don't know about you, but in the state of Texas, there is a ton of paperwork that you have to fill out that you bring with you. Birth certificates, social security cards, water utility bills, insurance. I mean, there's a ton of things. And I took it upon myself. Now, I'm not a for those of you who know me, stop laughing. I'm not a detail-oriented person, okay? But I took it upon myself that I was going to get everything organized. And I did. I printed out the checklist. I had every single piece of paper in order and we got all excited. And I go, let's go as a family. This is a big deal. And so we got the family together and we're going to go get my son's driver's license. We drive all the way across town, which was the only one open for any time in the near future, about a 45-minute drive. I pull up in the parking lot and I realize, hey, we're here early. I should have gotten a reminder or something saying that it was okay to check in. And I hadn't. I go, well, I wonder if their system's down. I started having this, what's going on? Well, here's what I found out. While the system is very efficient and notifies you 30 minutes in advance, it, however, does not notify you 24 hours plus 30 minutes in advance. We had come on the completely wrong day. We were a day early. So it didn't matter how well I had the paperwork together. It didn't matter how efficient I was. It didn't matter any of that. I had not done the most important thing, which is to make sure we were going on the right day. That was the most important thing to start with. And I fear that so many of us are so focused on our numbers and are hitting our marks and everything else that we're not taking the time to make sure that we're hitting the most important thing first. Because if we don't, it doesn't matter how well you put all the paperwork together if you show up on the wrong day. I found that out the hard way. All right. I don't want you to find that out the hard way. In life, it's so important to make sure that you're doing the most important things first. And that's my encouragement to you today. Take a step back from whatever you're doing, the ins and outs of your day. I know we're getting close to month end, okay? Take a step back and make sure that you're doing the most important things and make sure that you're not being incredibly efficient in something that's not going to get you the end result that you're wanting to get. You may be really good at sending out emails, but if it's not getting you to the result that you want, it may never matter how good you are at sending out emails. It doesn't matter. Make sure whether you're in sales, whether you're in real estate, whether you're collecting money for a charity, whether you own your own business, wherever you find yourself today, my encouragement to you today is to make sure that you're putting the big rocks in first, that you're making progress to the right jungle and making sure that you show up on the right day to get your son's driver's license. Now, this has a happy ending. We went the next day, we had all the paperwork, and guess what? He is an officially licensed driver here in the state of Texas. But please learn from my mistakes. Make sure that you're able to check that big box first, that you're moving in the right direction, and that you get the important things in first. That's my encouragement for you today. I hope you have a great one. Blessings to you. Peace.